One of our Monday Vibe subscribers wrote to me and said that her number one struggle with overcoming a poverty mindset is that her student loans rule her life and that she won't be free until they're paid. So I first just want to say that I am so frustrated with our higher education system and the fact that it costs so much and that the burden is put on the student and that student loans haunt people for so much of their life. It's not fair, and that's how I feel about it. With that in mind, I do think it is worth exploring your relationship to debt, because in our society, we view debt as like a scarlet letter. Like, we judge people who have debt. We don't want to be the person who has debt. I mean, it's this whole thing. And so I think it's important to just be real with yourself about debt and have compassion for, I mean, you invested in yourself and your education, and it costs a lot, and you had to make a big sacrifice. And, it's not black or white. Like, I don't know, maybe you're having some regret about it, or you don't feel like it was worth it, or whatever it is. Whatever you're, thinking about when it comes to debt, just make sure to be kind to yourself and to be kind to the younger version of yourself who might not have had all the information at the time, or had a different vision for her life, or whatever it is. Also, there was something in the way that she wrote, I won't be free until they're paid, that made me think about a concept in somatic experiencing, which is a trauma resolution orientation. It's something that I practice. I'm not trained in it, but I'm very, I love it. I participate in a lot of courses and workshops on it, and I do it in my own therapy. So I'm well versed in that world, and I find a lot of value out of it. And so there's something about open loops and how our nervous system it likes closure. And when things are open, like a student loan debt kind of hanging over your head, it can cause a lot of anxiety. That goes with, things hanging on our to-do list, or things we're procrastinating, or conversations that we know we need to have that we're putting off. It's like whatever is kind of weighing on us in the back of our minds, things that we think about when we fall asleep, that can be very anxiety provoking. So I also thought, when I got this question about how the subscriber might close that loop a little bit. So sometimes it's just being real with yourself that this is the reality. This is how much you have to owe. This is how much you will have to sacrifice. This is how much you'll have to save each month. And sometimes it's not fun. It doesn't feel fair. We feel helpless or like the victim. But once we name it and we can just own it, that provides a lot of relief. Or whether it's like putting a plan in place. I don't know if that's the case with this person, but having a set plan and just knowing how much is allocated towards student loans each month, or what you'll need to give up in order to make that happen, so you can move on with your life. Whatever it is, having some structure around that, having a reality check around that can be really helpful in helping your nervous system not kind of always like bring it back into the forefront of your mind. That's like, hey, don't forget about this, remember this, and just bringing some some kind of closure around that, even if it might take a little longer to get there.